Welcome back, everyone. With the new school year just around the corner, students, parents, and teachers are all getting ready. Joining us in the studio this morning is Dr. Bonita Jamison. She is the superintendent of the Hazelwood School District. Dr. Jamison, thank you so much for joining us. We want to get started on a positive note here. What are you most excited for in this coming school year?
The people, the staff. I believe this is day 10, which is interesting because not that I'm counting, but I've had an opportunity to meet the staff, particularly those in central office, and have an opportunity to get to know them and then also allowing them to get to know me. So it's been an interesting journey. So lots of jokes. I have very dry humor. And I cannot dance, which is something that they have learned, but really understanding what their hopes are for the district, and that's part of the work that I'm doing right now, is really taking time to listen and to understand where our opportunities are.
So being 10 days into the job, is there anything that surprised you coming into this new position?
The relationship with the media, so I'm super glad to be here today. Honestly, we have had an adversarial relationship, I would say, and not understanding the importance of having a relationship with media, particularly when we begin to tell our own story and how we work to craft that. And so for me, it's celebrating those successes, sharing that information with the media, inviting the media into our schools is a critical piece, and I don't think we do that enough. The other thing that is surprising is that we have a lot of successes that we don't share broadly. And our Early Childhood Center has been recognized by the state through Future Builders, and you probably would not have known that. So really it's about how do we communicate that so that people know that we are working. There are still opportunities, there will continue to be opportunities because this is public education. But how do we say, here are the challenges, and this is how we're actually working towards those, and continuing to provide updates along the way and eliciting feedback from community to say, here's the direction that we're going, where are the gaps, what feedback might you be able to provide, and then also communicating back out after we get the feedback. So there's nothing like sending out a survey to a parent or a community member and ask for information, and then we don't do anything with it. And so getting to a point where we're telling our community, you said, here's what we've done with the information that you've provided. So that way they know that we are taking action on the things that we should be working on in alignment with our strategic plan.
And let's talk about that, because you mentioned, addressing challenges. What are some of the challenges or opportunities that is most under your focus right now for the Hazelwood School District?
Well, first and foremost, I would say our current Prop H. As you're aware, there are federal cuts. The budget from the state for public education is underfunded, and the district is currently about $4 million from the standpoint of finances of revenue that we will not receive from the previous year. Without those finances, when you think about programming, when you think about providing athletic opportunities, and also being able to not only recruit and retain the teachers that we have, which is the pivotal piece of actually improving outcomes for kids. So that's the main focus there. And then I would say, secondly, recruiting and retaining the staff that we have and developing them. When you think about student achievement, you have to continue to have high quality staff in front of students and ensuring that they continue to grow along the way. And so that would be the other piece. And then, not that it's last, but student achievement is always at the forefront. We are in a position to change the life trajectory of the children that we serve. And we do that by educating kids well, and then going back to the previous statement around identifying staff members who are of high quality that actually can impact the outcomes for kids.
So let's talk a little bit about those outcomes. So how is the district going to be carrying on with that mission despite that decrease in funding?
Well, it's being resourceful and looking at return on investment. My CFO, Chris Norman, brought this up in one of our meetings yesterday, how we actually evaluate how we're spending funds and whether or not it's producing the outcomes that we're looking for, and really staying away from removing things that impact programming or curricular items closest to the classroom, because you don't want to touch that. And so those are some of those conversations related to that, and then tying everything back to our strategic plan. So if it's not aligned to the strategic plan, we're not doing it. If it's not producing the results, we're not doing it. But I would also include with that, part of that is increasing family engagement and helping families to understand the work that we're doing so that they can support us, support their children in our efforts to improve outcomes.
So we've got time for one last question. I'd like you to kind of continue that thought there. What is the one thing you want to leave with families or students who are watching right now?
They matter. They matter in the lives of their children. They matter in the work that we are doing, and that we want their voices at the table when decisions are being made. And lastly, make sure they're at school on the first day. It's critical. That's
At school and on time, right?
That's it.
All
That's
right.
it. That's it.
Dr. Bonita Jamison, thank you so much for coming by. I'm sure we'll be chatting more in the weeks ahead. But best of luck to you as you start this new school year.